Shall we check out the two 5-0s that are fighting to go 6-0 and basically lock their top 8? That would be Novicane and Piecetinker.
Piecetinker and Novicane running some spicy brews today. And by spicy brews, I mean net decked, copied from other people brews. Unoriginal. But, to be fair, Novicane does add an extra card. Just to add his little sprinkle.
That's your signature.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Piecetinker doing very well today with this Harazza deck. Didn't do so well last week. And tried to play an ambitious reanimator deck in a field full of quite heavy removal, honestly. But this time around, the Harazza's performing well for him, and same for Novicane. Novicane they're both undefeated players, right, going into this round, so...
Right.
They are both very likely to top 8, but the one who wins this will definitely top 8. Let's find out who it is.
Either way, making it 5-0 to round 6 is a great start. Even losing this one will be still the excellent position. Intrepid Conjurer. Currently still a bit far from being able to make a Valor. Heart of Embers being there, but Ardent Crusaders, no slouch. 4/4. Most likely with a Fate Weave socket.
Crusader and Conjurer doing some work here. There is obviously a threat of hero fall. Either of these troops being hit by hero fall is not good for Piecetinker. But fortunately for him, that's not happening this time.
Novicane wanting to get some troops in the crypt. Doesn't get any of them. Instead just draws 3 resources. Man. So good. Has to discard 2, though.
Apparently, Piecetinker is only interested in getting his cards hero falled for extra value. Drawing duplicates of every card he currently has. Goes for the Crusader, though. Probably gets the Conjurer down 2 here as well, so that's okay. Good stuff.
Kagalichu putting one of those resources back into the hand. Can't get away from those resources. But holds up the 4 resources.
Piecetinker drawing like an absolute beast here. Picking up that Heart of Embers off the top there. And not off the top, the resource off the top, so he can play the Heart of Embers this turn. And play the Valor that it generates onto that Intrepid Conjurer to keep things sticking along. Disgusting. Oh, he's actually gone for the Phantom here. That's interesting.
It has flight, and unless there's a Skyguard troop in that deck somewhere, the Kagalichus have been tending to not run Skyguard Steadfast.
Definitely.
And not a hero fall.
Definitely smart. So he's dodged the hero fall here. The Pour of Yazakan comes down because it kills the troop and it's a blocker, but of course what that means is the other Heart of Embers is still there. And that means 3 damage to that troop, and a full swing is the ding-a-ling victory.
The desire to keep that hero fall ready for the bigger threat meant that Piecetinker got to keep all of his troops. No hero fall value here. And of course, as the opponent holding 2 hero falls, there's no way you can know that. And also, hero falling Underworld Ardent Crusader just results into 2 Phantoms that, again, the deck tends to not run Skyguard. instead relying on value to take out bigger mid-rangey troops. Can just bleed out when faced with a couple of phantoms that might be behind some of the decisions for a lot of the swarmy style decks that we're seeing today.
Let's go into game 2 and see if Piecetinker can net deck his way to a second win.
I hear that Livanth is a good idea in this deck.
I quite like it, yeah. I think it's an unexpected addition to the Valor Generation deck, just to put immediate pressure on, right? And if you're up against, as we saw earlier, if you are up against removal that involves damage, suddenly a million candles are on the board.
Blinding Ires have come in for Piecetinker. When your opponent is Blood and Wild, being able to cheaply void a Blood or Wild card is a handy thing to have.
Slow start from Piecetinker here, nothing immediate, but we do see Hereafter, which is an interesting reserves tech card here, potentially countering out those graveyard effects by stealing the card and turning it into a phantom.
And might be taking advantage of that hole that we're seeing in Kagalichu that we keep mentioning, not being able to effectively take care of 1/1 flight troops, small flight troops in larger numbers.
Lackey here is a very, very strong play. 4 damage on the board with nothing really to oppose it right now. I take that back because a Crusader's just been picked up, and also the Ire is coming down to take that Lackey away. Whisk him away into the orange caress of the void.
What a world!
Looks like that gem has been switched up for Skyguard this time around.
A good switch up. Don't want to be losing to 2 phantoms now. And also good timing, as the Blinding Ire has already been used up. So that's 1 void card gone.
Here comes the Crusader, and there are multiple answers for that Crusader in hand. Hero Force Strangle and Heckler, all pretty adept here at getting rid of that if he wants to get rid of it. But he picks up a Crusader, so maybe he just plays that.
Especially with that second Crusader, can just run that into the opposing troops. But, Hero Fall on the Crusader, voids the other Crusaders, and you're just left with 2 phantoms. You've got Skyguard, Steadfast, Underworld Crusaders, so Novicane doesn't fear them anymore.
So we are at 4 resources apiece, the 4th one going in for Piecetinker here. He does have the advantage of the Hero Fall being gone now, and Livanth potentially is a play here that makes sense. But then again, I guess he is going to be potentially up against two Skyguard troops next turn. With a Strangle on the back burner as well. Let's see if we see the double block here. It's possible we do. Actually, just a chump here. That's Crusader number 2, and the resource goes down, holding up that Strangle. Not looking good for Piecetinker right now. He's got a decent board state, and he's by no means out, but his threats are answered. Is that a Scion?
That is a Scion of Livanth.
That's pretty sparkly. That's going to potentially draw that Strangle here. It's a scary card to be looking at if you do not want to leave that on the board for any reasonable amount of time. So it does draw out the Strangle. But still 2 4/4s on the board versus a 1/1 and a 3/2. So, never mind. The Strangle gets immediately replaced. The Kagu power gets turned on, and the Exarch comes to hand.
Why not just draw the replacement for your Strangle? Must always have removal.
Do see the double block this time. It is going to take out the Crusader, but it's also going to let Novicane draw 2 cards here.
I don't think Novicane minds this at all. Lets that go.
That's the XR.
And yet another Strangle.
And yet another Strangle. So the live ant's not looking too long for this world. It might get a candle into play, but there's a chance it doesn't. Which one gets played first? Looks like the live ant's time to shine. So a double Strangle deals with it without dealing damage to it. It's actually just been let through. Interesting. Maybe the plan here is to Exarch it out. Use the Heckler to kill it off with the Exarch of the egg.
Unfortunately, we are nowhere near 5 blood for Novicane's Bride of the Damned. Stealing Live would be super stylish.
It would be, yes. It's interesting how he's choosing to deal with this Live. Obviously, he doesn't want to deal too much damage to it because of the potential for additional candles. When you're a turn away from that Harasser power, it's not smart. So he does the Heckler, battles it with the Exarch, and that only deals 1 damage to it. Meaning only 1 candle places it. So, good stuff. If he had blocked and strangled there, obviously, it would have put out 4. And if he double strangled, it would have been a 2-for-1. So, I guess that was the easiest way of doing things. We do see the Harasser banner come down. And there's the Heart of Embers in hand with 3 resources open. That's going to be able to take out the Heckler there, but it's probably going to be strangled almost immediately.
Won't stop the 3 damage, but it will kill that Heart of Embers. Piecetinker running out of cards, and that hereafter has nothing to react to.
But there was a potential line there where he could have hereftered the Heart of Embers and had the Valor still resolve on it. But that still would have only been a 3-2 against a 4-4 Skyguard Steadfast, so it is what it is. Bride of the Damned comes down after the Shard of Ancient is drawn, and that means -1/-1 to miss the candle. And as good a tech as that Hereafter was, it has done absolutely nothing for this entire game.
4 damage in from Underworld Crusader. And really, it's been that Skyguard.
Yeah, top decking as a deck that doesn't really have much draw power is not where you want to be, and Piecetinker is in exactly that position. Now the Heart of Embers, though, it is temporary, but it is going to get rid of that Bride of the Damned before it becomes a huge problem. So a bad draw or 2 here from Novicane. Actually, no, there really isn't a bad draw because of the Kagalichu potentially fixing that problem. But a bad draw or 2, bad Kagu hit, and some luck from Piecetinker here could actually see a board state develop unless Novicane doesn't draw badly and draws a hero fall instead.
This is Crusader, swing 1, has 2 more swings to go. Piecetinker's at 6 health after this attack. Novicane at 15. Piecetinker has to draw extremely well, and even then has to get past this hero fall.
Yeah, I think Piecetinker's really trying hard to get another Blinding Ire in this situation. because just killing the Crusader is not good enough. Draw 2 is huge in this stale board position. There's the Fentio. That one might activate.
Piecetinker down to 2. Here's Fenteo. What can Piecetinker draw to get out of this?
A resource is not the answer.
Hereafter is still in the hand. There's not really a way to revert that, which is a common limited trick. Knight's Bane Ovo, Hereafter, was always cool. And that will be it with no answer. Even if Hereafter created a blocker really quick, that's entered by Hero Fall, and the game is evened up. The match to determine who is 6-0 after 6 rounds comes down to a third game. Here we go. Piecetinker on the play. It's where you want to be. With a pretty good curve.
Yeah, interesting.
Valors.
War-Torn, Scion, Moonrise, Heart of Embers. It is a pretty good curve. But there is a pretty good curve on the other side as well. So
Acolyte of Shoku and Zentos and Exarch of the Egg, followed by Underworld Crusader. Eternal Secret will be in that hand for a while, but it's there.
And actually not that good against a board state here of varying costs. Okay, so potentially War-Torn General here producing a decent amount of Valor. So no removal initially, but now the Strangle has been picked up, even though it has been picked up. The second blood isn't there yet, so Piecetinker has a little chink he can maybe take advantage of here. If the second blood doesn't come down, then the Scion plus Valor, plus a bunch of Valors is really quite potent here. If that blood just doesn't show up for a while. Okay, there's the blood. It's a shame, because that could have been really strong. Crusader is there, so it still might happen, I guess, but it's unlikely at this point. Does Moonrise Elder have the charge gain socket in it to get this Harasser online early?
Yes, Moonrise Elder does gain charges equal to its attack.
Okay. So that's potentially online next turn, which is a pretty big deal. We see it's either the Strangle or it's the Crusader. We see the Strangle coming down onto the Scion there, which means no additional candles, but also no Crusader to worry about this turn. Spider! Right away, that is bad news. Bad news. Dang. Only 2 in there, and manages to hit it anyway. But yeah, okay, so this is a serious amount of damage. We have 4 Valor in hand. A Heart of Ember's also in hand, but we have an Intrepid Conjurer too. And that's important because if there's no removal here from Novicane, that Intrepid Conjurer can go down and a Valor can be played on it repeatedly. And he will have, 4 or 5 speed Intrepid Conjurers. The Strangle! Always with the Novicane luck there, picking up exactly what he needs at exactly the right time.
And holding that up too. Another Spiderling Egg. We're talking about luck?
Yeah, holy cow. There's 2 eggs in there, and they both come out. So, is it the Heart of Embers first? Heart of Embers going to generate another couple Valors here. This might actually bait that Strangle, and if that's the case, then the Conjurer plan is still very much a thing that can happen.
It does bait the Strangle. Heart of Embers is naturally targeted. It's gone. Valor isn't War Torn General, but that did take care of the Exarch of the Egg.
That's huge. It means that nothing here can kill this attack. Kill any of the troops in this attack. The chump can be made. But that Conjurer swing next turn is going to be absolutely insane. But, Novicane's probably just going to draw a Strangle. So, it's okay. And we're 1 turn away from Seeker being a legitimate out to this too.
Seeker going, oh, your board is all 1 cost.
Yeah.
But
this might be lethal though.
Nothing left. 4 blockers.
Haven't done the math, but it might be lethal.
Intrepid. There's going to be 5 Intrepid Conjurers. 6 Intrepid Conjurers. And the Intrepid Conjurers are all going to be 4 attack because of the banner.
Yep. So it's going to be 4 times 4, which is not 17.
And then Seeker comes down. Voids all the 1 costs. But that War Torn General is going to become massive. And Seeker, if it chooses 1 cost, isn't going to take out War Torn General. So 4 blockers, 8 attackers, 15 damage is the minimum done by this attack. No lethal. Seeker's 1 turn away.
Oh. So, down to 1. If that Crusader dies, he's dead. If he picks up a troop. Oh no, the Acolyte's gone, so the Seeker can't take these out. I didn't include the -1 resource here. The Seeker could have been played, but now it can't. And he couldn't afford to keep the Seeker alive because he would have lost the Underworld Crusader, and that would have killed him too.
Piecetinker is 1 small swing away. We can see in Novicane's hand he only has an Eternal Seeker left. And, let's just start this turtle. Let's just start the cycle over again. Intrepid Conjurer. And we got 2 more Valors. Let's make a couple more. Just in case, that hand is like kill target 7 troops or something. Haraza Banners, super powerful. Intrepid Conjurers attacking. And this will be Piecetinker cementing 6-0 in the HEX Bash.
6-0 for Piecetinker. That's a lock for top 8. So I guess early congratulations to you for repeat performance. And yeah, let's see what's going on. We're a little ways into round 7 now, but we've probably got 1 more round 6 match in us before we start heading over to those final round matches.